Whether you're struggling with self-esteem, trying to break old patterns, or just looking to improve how you show up in relationships, this book has so many gems that can really change the way you approach life and love. I'll break down the key lessons from the book and how you can start applying them today. Self-awareness. Jillian Turecki starts the book by reminding us that the most important relationship we'll ever have is with ourselves. Sounds simple, right? But many of us skip this step and go straight to trying to fix or improve our relationships with others without ever checking in with ourselves first. Turecki talks about the importance of becoming self-aware. You need to understand your emotional triggers, fears, and past experiences to break the cycle of unhealthy behaviors. One way to do this is by journaling about your past, especially about moments when you felt rejected or insecure. By identifying these patterns, you can start taking control of your emotions rather than letting them control you. Healing old wounds. Now, let's talk about healing old wounds. We all have baggage, emotional pain from our childhood or past relationships, and Turecki emphasizes that in order to move forward, we need to face that pain head on, not run from it. She offers a simple but powerful practice: sitting with your pain, exploring it without judgment, and forgiving, not just others, but yourself. This might sound tough, but letting go of that anger or resentment is crucial for emotional freedom. Forgiveness equals freedom. When you forgive, you stop letting the past dictate your future. This was a big takeaway for me, and I think it will resonate with a lot of you. Next up is boundaries. I think this is one of the hardest parts for a lot of people, learning how to set clear boundaries without feeling guilty. But here's the thing: boundaries are essential for healthy relationships. Turecki defines boundaries as rules for how we allow others to treat us, and she reminds us that setting them is an act of self-respect, not selfishness. So many of us fear rejection or abandonment when we set boundaries, but they're actually the foundation of any relationship based on mutual respect. Healthy boundaries equals healthy relationships. If you don't set boundaries, you end up sacrificing your own well-being for others, and that's not sustainable. Boundaries help you preserve your energy and emotional health. Now let's talk about one of the most important aspects of the book: self-love and compassion. Turecki really drives home the point that you can't truly give love to others if you don't have it for yourself first. She encourages us to be kind to ourselves, even when we mess up. Self-love isn't about perfection, it's about accepting yourself fully, flaws and all. Turecki gives practical exercises like using affirmations and practicing mindfulness to cultivate that love. Self-love equals self-worth. When you begin to love yourself, you stop looking for validation from others, and you'll find that your relationships become more authentic and less dependent on external approval. Once we've done the inner work, self-awareness, healing, setting boundaries, and cultivating self-love, we're in a much better place to create healthy relationships. But here's the thing: healthy relationships are built on trust, open communication, and mutual respect. That emotionally mature people are able to communicate openly, be vulnerable, and handle conflict constructively. The key is understanding that a healthy relationship is a two-way street. It's not about one person carrying the emotional load. If we're still operating from a place of emotional insecurity or fear, it can be really hard to build trust. So emotional maturity and self-trust go hand in hand when it comes to fostering healthy relationships. Last, but definitely not least, Turecki talks about learning to trust yourself. Trusting yourself is key to making decisions confidently, whether it's in your relationships, career, or everyday life. She suggests that you listen to your intuition and honor your own needs. The more you trust yourself, the less you'll second-guess your choices or need external validation. And that's a game changer for your life. So there you have it, a quick dive into It Begins With You by Jillian Turecki. The book really reminds us that all of our external relationships are reflections of our internal relationship with ourselves. If we want to create healthy, loving relationships with others, we have to start by healing and loving ourselves first. I highly recommend picking up a copy if you're looking for actionable tools to improve your emotional well being and relationships.